Hello to you, my fellow Gooners, and welcome to Arsenal TV. This is my preview for Arsenal versus Crystal Palace, which is tomorrow at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal needs to get back to winning ways, especially in the Premier League. When you look at the fixtures and you look at the likes of Palace, you think, well, these are the type of games that we should be picking up 3 points. If you remember rightly, when we played against Crystal Palace last season, we lost at home and Wilfried Zaha scored the goals. Now, talking about Wilfried Zaha, now it was pretty evident during the summer that Wilfried Zaha wanted to come to Arsenal and he wanted to be an Arsenal player. Now, Wilfried Zaha handed in his transfer request and, you know, at that point he did want to come to Arsenal, but Arsenal turned round and we didn't even go for him. What we went and done is that we brought NICOLAS Péppé instead. I think that Wilfried Zaha, when he comes to the Emirates, he's got a point to prove. He will come to the Emirates, and if he comes into this game and destroys us, and absolutely batter us, then he's going to say, that's the reason why you should have got me. If you remember, when we did play against Palace last season, now when we lost that game at home, that game actually cost us a Champions League place. People would say that it was that Crystal Palace game, but to be honest, there is other games in there that really did cost us that Champions League place as well. Now, what do we know about Crystal Palace at the moment? Well, Crystal Palace are only 1 place behind us in the Premier League. They're actually 1 point behind us. So if Arsenal do lose this game, we will get out of the top 5 and it'll be very hard to creep in when you got the likes of Leicester that are actually performing quite well. Last time, obviously, Crystal Palace lost to Man City at home and lost 2-0. But let's be honest, I think a lot of teams are going to lose to Man City this year anyway. The last time when Crystal Palace was on the road and they was travelling away from home, they actually picked up 3 points against West Ham. So they're looking at this with a bit of confidence. And as I said, Wilfried Zaha, he's one of the players that we need to watch out for. But you know what? This game will not be an easy game. And I think that's pretty much down to the way Arsenal have been playing for the last couple of weeks. You know, Unai Emery, how will he set us up? How is he gonna be too pragmatic and actually be quite defensive with us and play like 3 defensive midfielders? Is Mesut Ozil going to start? When is he going to start a game? And that's another thing that needs to be resolved. So there is a lot of questions that need to be answered. You only have to look at the way we played in the league last time, which against Sheffield United. And then you have to look at the way we played on Thursday against Victoria. We didn't play too well. And I think that during that game against Victoria, it was Pepe that got us out of trouble. And to be honest, I don't think Arsenal have been great literally all season. The only games where I feel that Arsenal have played well was the second half against Aston Villa, the second half against Tottenham. Those are the games where we did play beautiful football and we actually turned up. Apart from that, I don't think that we haven't played that great at all. So this will be an opportunity for Crystal Palace to come to the Emirates and to cause us problems. And I think that they will if Arsenal are not very careful. But as I said before, I will back Unai Emery until the end of the season. And hopefully things might change. If not, then questions need to be answered by the board. So guys, with that said, I'm going to get into my predicted lineup for this game. I'm actually not going to go with the predicted lineup that I would go for. I'm actually going to go with a predicted lineup that I think Unai Emery is going to choose. So this is what I think he's going to choose. So starting off in goal, and that is Bernd Leno. I know there's been talks that people want Martinez in goal. Maybe it is an option because his distribution is a bit better than Bernd Leno's. But the way I'm looking at it is that Leno is our #1 goalkeeper, and I don't think Unai Emery is going to change that. So I'm going to go with Bernd Leno. We are going to go with a 4-2-3-1 formation. Starting off at the right back position, I'm going to go with Callum Chambers. I would personally prefer Bellerin, but this is what I think that Unai Emery is going to go with. So I'm going to go with Callum Chambers, and I don't think that he's put a foot wrong at the moment. So that's what I think he's going to go with. Playing out on the left back, I reckon that he's going to go with C. Koležník. He said in his press conference, and he said that Koležník hasn't put a foot wrong to get dropped out. To be honest, I don't think he's done that great to even start a game. This is where I think that Tierney should be playing, but this is what I think he's going to go with. So I'm going to go with Koležník. Playing as the two centre-halves. First off, I'm going to go with Socrates. It's personally what I think Unai Emery is going to go with. I personally think that Socrates has been actually quite dreadful in the past couple of games. But this is what I think that Emery is going to go with. Playing alongside him is going to be David Luiz. David Luiz hasn't done too bad, I guess. I think out of him and Socrates, David Luiz has been a better player. And I think that David Luiz would be key to this game because he's a type of player that can break in the lines. And he can, you know, spread the balls about as well. So I think that David Luiz will be key for this game. So that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to move into the midfield area. The two that sit in front of the defence. First off, I'm going to go with Guendouzi. I think Guendouzi's been one of the players that's been quite impressive. You know, he's not scared. He's not scared to drive at the defence. He's not scared to get tackled and to try and get us a chance. I think he's the player that seems to be impressing every game. And he's only 20, so I think he's definitely one for our future. So I'm going to go with Guendouzi. Playing alongside him, I'm going to go with Granit Xhaka. I think that is what Unai Emery is going to go with because he's the captain. And I don't think that Granit Xhaka is going to get dropped. Personally, I would go with Guendouzi and Torreira, really. But this is what I think that Emery is going to go with, Granit Xhaka. I'm going to move into the attacking area, the three that sit in front. First off, out on the right is going to be NICOLAS Pepe. I've got no problem with Nicolas Pepe. I saw the way he played against Sheffield United the other night. I think he played quite well. I've seen everything that I need to see of him. I think we just need to be patient with him because I don't think he's fully adapted yet. But the 2 free kicks he scored against Vitória were absolutely sublime. I think that second one was the most pressure one because if he scores that free kick, obviously we're winning the game. But for me, I think that first free kick was the best one because it was more further out of distance. I would say roughly about 26 yards, I would probably say. It was an absolute sublime free kick. And I'm hoping that he's going to outshine Sahar in this game. So I'm going to go with Nicolas Pepe. Playing out on the left-hand side, I reckon Unai Emery is going to go with Saka. I personally would have gone with Martinelli because I think Martinelli actually deserves a chance. But I reckon that Unai Emery is going to go with Saka, so that is what I'm going to go with. Playing in that number 10 role, in the middle of the three, I'm going to go with Dani Ceballos. I personally would like to see Mesut Ozil, but I think because he hasn't had a lot of game time, it'll be too risky. So I think Dani Ceballos will actually get in this game. I think he's played well. But the only thing is, with Dani Ceballos, he needs to start creating. He needs to start creating the balls for Saka and Aubameyang and whatnot. Because at the moment, I don't think he has actually even done that yet. So I'm going to go with Dani Ceballos. Playing up front as a leading striker is going to be Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He's actually stuck on 49 goals at the minute. So maybe this game would be nice for him to get his 50th goal for the club. And be nice to do it in front of the home fans as well. I wouldn't go with Lacazette for this game because I think it'll be too risky. I think that Lacazette, he's not match sharpness at the moment. You only had to look at the game against Vitória the other night. He didn't really look that great. And I think it was down to the supply line from the midfield to get the balls to Lacazette. But it just wasn't happening. I'm going to go with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. So guys, that has been the preview. That has been the predicted lineup. Let me know in the comments box if you agree, if you disagree. I'm just going with what I think Unai Emery is going to go with. Because at the moment, whatever I go with doesn't seem to be happening. So, yeah, so guys, if you are new to the channel, making sure you are hitting that subscribe button, making sure you're hitting that notification bell so you don't miss another video, making sure you're hitting that thumbs up button, which is very, very important, and making sure you are leaving your comments below. Guys, until my players' ratings after the game, I will see you lot soon. I am out of here.